Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel today, and today we are showing you a build video on my radiation Harlowe. So we are here at the dummies and we're gonna go over the build. Um we're gonna show you some things too. I'm not really sure what's going on with this gun, but it seems like you have to shoot off a full clip and then it does crazy damage. Could be wrong. Might just have to be hitting crit spots or something, but it is insane on damage once you get that full clip off. I could be wrong on that though. I do want to test that. That's what we're gonna show off. We're gonna test that in this video here in a second, in a little bit. So we're using the Hungry Scrapping Convergence. We're using the plasma coil. We're using a wombo combo in radiation. And then we're using a complex root, which is also in radiation. All these weapons are in radiation. And then we're using the mini triple bypass airstrike with airstrike on it. And then we're having a accelerator on use, grants increased action skill cooldown rate by 100% for 10 seconds. We're using the gamma void, which is a radiation exposure, creates a singularity for 10 seconds in which enemy takes 40% radiation damage over time. Pretty fun for this build because it's radiation focus. So we're using that. And then we're using a purple class mod called the Unstable Chemist. This class mod is pretty good. It gives us 5 points in the Poison Sun, gives us 1 point in Elementary, and 1 point in the Great Red Dot. The biggest part was the 5 points into Poison Sun. We're also using 3 Deadeye too. We're using the Barrage Dodgy Fireworks in Radiation. The this helps us keep our one of our abilities going to keep enemies irritated because it's shooting off radiation damage everywhere, right? So that's gonna help keep our gun damage stacked with that with mobbing. And then we're using the a Ripper licensed enchantment. The guns with Ripper licensed parts gain a 25% damage, but the charge time is increased by 30%. The damage output that it gets with this is pretty nuts. And then we have gun splash damage on here. We have gun damage, and then we have gun status effect. And then for the specializations, so this isn't fully done yet. The build itself is done. The only thing we really need to do with the specializations is we need to get enough points in here to get to this. That's all we really need. Because this we're not going to be using at the end. You're not going to want to be using this, but you're going to want to get your specializations to here. I will also have the save file to this in my Discord, even without the specializations. But I will be grinding to get my specialization up today. Well, before I go to work for a little bit longer today. But and then I will repost the version with the correct specializations as an update for this build in there. But we only need 10 points in killer. So we only need 3 more specialization points. We can use it. That's all we need. We're almost there. And then for skills, we are using green tree and red tree. We're mostly using red tree, but we're using a lot of red tree here. So we put 5 points into action skill damage. Harlowe gains increased action skill damage. We put 5 points into elementary, where you gain elemental damage and status effect damage. And then we put 3 points into Harlowe gains increased radiation damage. And this class mod puts 2 points in here, increases our status effect by irritation by 24%. We didn't put any points. And then we put 1 point into the elephant's foot, Whenever Harlow shield breaks, she deals radiation damage to all entangled enemies. Harlow gains overshield for equal amount of damage dealt this way. And then we have Poison Sun, which we have here. Harlow gains increased radiation damage and irritation chance. So with the 5 points being in here, which is really what you're looking for, I feel like it gives you a 60% radiation damage and 120% irritation chance, which is pretty crazy. And then we are using Harlow gains a critical chance with guns against irritated enemies. And so it gives us a 25% critical chance of enemies that are irritated with the radiation element. And then we got 3 points in Chain Reactor. Harlow deals bonus radiation damage to entangle enemies. Bonus radiation damage dealt, 18% here. And then we put 1 point into this. Whenever Harlow irritates an enemy, it creates an explosion, radiation explosion on that enemy. And then for the skills we're using Demon Core. As Harlow unstable energy pocket travels, it shoots starts whenever Harlow entangles an enemy while her action skill is active, automatically irritate that enemy. And then all damage Harlow does with unstable energy pocket deals is stored. Whenever it explodes, a portion of that stored damage is transferred to Harlow's gun, causing her to deal boneless radiation damage. Damage transfer is 4% of action skill damage dealt. Irritation is 8 seconds. And then for the green tree, we put 5 in momentum. Whenever Harlow entangles an image, her and her allies gain increased critical hit damage by 25%. And then whenever Harlow eradicates an enemy, she gains increased gun damage. This affects stacks. So you get 10% gun damage per stack, and the duration is 12 seconds. And then we put 3 points in Resonance Cascade. Whenever Harlow deals radiation damage to an enemy, she gains increased action skill damage. This affects stacks. Action skill damage 9% per stack. And then we're using this to get our action skill back much as we can when we're bossing. So if you're using this ability, you're pretty much getting your action skill back almost instantly. It's also it's helping out tremendously getting your action skill back, which is also why we're using the rep kit that gives us 100% action skill cooldown, plus the specialization that when you use the rep kit gives us 25% cooldown. So that gives us 125% cooldown on the first one we're using. On the rest of them is 25, but it's still pretty good because you want to keep your action skill all the time going, pretty much. And then Harlow gains increased critical damage. Here we have a 20. We put 4 points in here. If we had more skill points spare, I would have put more in, but we don't have more points. Whenever an enemy is damaged by Harlow's action skill, the next shot on the enemy will be an automatic critical hit. So whenever you hit the enemy with the action skill, the Chroma Blaster, it's automatically a critical hit that first shot. The next shot that they get hit with is automatically critical. But no matter what, even if you didn't hit them with it, you're still getting that 28% critical boost damage, no matter what is happening. So you, no matter what, get a 28% critical boost damage. It's pretty crazy, honestly. That's a lot of boost. We got 28 here. We got 25 here. But yeah, this is the build that I have been working on for Radiation Harlow. So this gun, it seems like, right, shoot out the full clip. See the damage numbers. About the action skill. Am I crazy or is it doing less than 40? Pretty crazy though. Straight up. I hope you
I
guys
know I stick when
enjoy
I
this
say
build video. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. The save file will be available in the Discord, and will also be updated when we get our specializations to where we need them to be. Um, I am also doing a Borderlands 4 mousepad giveaway. If you want to enter to win a Borderlands 4 mousepad, the link to that video will also be in the description below, just as my Discord will be. And I also go live on Twitch. I'm not on Twitch every day, and I don't really have a schedule. But if you want to follow me on Twitch, I am on usually late at night. If it's the weekend, if I'm not working, I will be on during the day, like pretty much all day. I really don't have a schedule because I work so much, and it's kind of hard to make a schedule around work. So yeah, make sure you guys leave a comment down below what you think about this build, and subscribe. And hope you guys enjoy this video. Peace out, everybody.